go?
No, not yet.
What about now?
Wait, it's just about to happen.
What about now?
All right, let's go.
Welcome to Run-In Radio! I'm the smooth voice Sith Ryan Perry alongside my partner in crime, Sean the Heel Wolf.
Shut up! Shut up! You're dragging us on already. We got a show to do.
Damn, Sean, why are you always yelling at me like that? I didn't even tell them about Instagram where they can follow us at Run-In Radio, or Twitter where they can follow and tweet us at Run-In Radio.
I suppose you want to tell them about the fan line now, which is 631-386-8229.
Well, now that you bring it up, yeah, sure, you can call us at...
Do I have to repeat this again? It's 631-386-8229. Can we get on with the damn show already?
Okay, fine. Should we start?
Yeah, let's.
What about now?
All right, now.
Okay, good.
Hey, we're here. Welcome to Run-In Radio pre-show. We're live at the NYWC Sportatorium for a matter of pride. The doors actually open in 15 minutes, and bell time is 4 o'clock. Can we roll that beautiful flyer, please? Roll that beautiful bean footage. There it is. See? There's the flyer. A bunch of wrestlers are going to be here, of course. You're going to see Sonny Kiss and Rick Cataldo and Eddy McQueen and a bunch of other wrestlers perform for your pleasure. Tickets are $25 in the front row and $20 general admission. Look, it says that right there on the flyer. So we're gonna bring that one of those referees in because we managed to snag him first. Here, let's get this mic turned on because we're good at that. Whoa! Try to knock over the table there, buddy. What's going on? How are you?
I'm doing well, Sean.
Introduce yourself to the masses.
For those of you that are watching, I am James Balash. I am a referee here at NYWC, and I've been doing this since January.
Yeah, so what made you decide you wanted to be a referee?
Well, I used to watch guys like Charles Robinson, and I just grew up watching Charles Robinson, Scott Armstrong, and I saw that they had to take care of each match, just like the wrestlers do. So I just decided, why not be a referee? Why not just be in the ring with the workers and work with them?
As opposed to being a wrestler?
Yeah. I'm not too much athletic, so I decided, you know what? Another way of going and still working in the wrestling business, referee.
That's awesome. Do you know which matches you're refereeing tonight?
Off the top of my head, not yet. The matches are still being drawn. The matches are booked, but I'm not sure what matches I'm doing yet.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So, you've been reffing for how long, you said again?
I've been reffing 4 years, but at NYWC I've been reffing nearly 10 months now.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you enjoy working for the company then?
Yep. I really enjoy NYWC. This has to be the best company I've actually worked for.
I can probably attest to that. So, and you watched referees growing up?
Yes.
How long have you been a wrestling fan for?
I've been a wrestling fan since I was 3 years old. I remember my first match. I think it was, I could be wrong, but I think it was John Cena versus Shawn Michaels on an episode of Raw.
John Cena versus Shawn Michaels. That's like ages ago.
Yeah.
I was probably in my 20s.
Yeah. But,
you know what the first match I remember was?
what was it, Sean?
Iron Sheik versus Hulk Hogan in Madison Square Garden for the world title.
Oh, wow. Now that's a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really a while ago, Sean. But the first actually wrestling match I actually got to see live was a Halloween taping of ECW back in 2007 and SmackDown when it was taped.
The first match I was at live, I watched a SmackDown taping from Nassau Coliseum. Was the first time I saw a mainstream wrestling show live. then I was in the. Then everybody knows I was in the garden for the Madison Square Garden incident.
You were?
Yeah.
So you saw Triple H, Shawn Michaels,
Yeah.
Razor
I
Ramon
saw the whole
Hogan.
curtain call thing.
Oh,
Yep.
shit. So then you were there when wrestling exposed itself.
Yeah. Yeah. It went full frontal.
Yeah.
You know.
And then years and years later, the guys that actually taped it were brought on to WWE.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing videos of that on YouTube. The entire curtain call. But yeah.
So I mean, well, you ref and you have your own podcast. We got a couple of minutes, so why don't you go ahead and plug it?
Okay. Not only am I a referee here at NYWC, but I'm also a host of my own podcast known as the Balash Wrestling Podcast. You can catch it on Spreaker, or you can type in my show's name, the Balash Wrestling Podcast, up on YouTube and listen to past episodes. I usually do shows 2, maybe 3 weeks, but I try and do it weekly by weekly. I've been doing that now for 2 years now, and I've been going to different platforms, Spreaker, Blog Talk Radio, and then I went to Spreaker. So, and I'm actually sticking with Spreaker because it's one of the best online outlets you can use for podcasting. I'm also up on iTunes.
And where can we follow you on iTunes?
The Balash Wrestling Podcast.
Wow.
And then I have a Facebook fan page, which is facebook.com/The Balash Wrestling Podcast.
That's cool. Well, have a good show tonight.
Thank you again, Sean, for having me.
And we'll talk to you. Hit me up on Facebook. We'll talk again soon.
I will. Thank you again.
For when we do our special Salute to Referees show on Running Radio, which is Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock. Oh, that lower third's gone. Do we have? There's nobody else lined up out there yet. Yeah, let's cut to a logo and mute the mics for a couple of minutes while we get something in order. Again, we're live from the NYWC Sportatorium for a matter of pride. Doors open in just under 7 minutes. Hey, we're back at the NYWC Sportatorium in Deer Park. We are doing the pre-show for A Matter of Pride, an NYWC show. Tickets are $25 front row, $30 general admission. Some are still available. The doors open in just under 5 minutes. And the bell time is at 4 o'clock, where you can expect to see your first match with wrestlers like Eddy McQueen and Cataldo and Sonny Kiss and a whole host of others. And yeah, so it's going to be a good event. You might want to if you're not doing anything on a Sunday, you know, and you're listening to me, you might want to come down here and just check it out. How we doing? Oh, we're getting it going. Stuff's going on. So, and you can check out Running Radio every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on YouTube. Just search for the channel Running Radio and hit the subscribe button because, yeah, we like when you do that. Bring them through. How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Not bad. Oh, wow. Nice setup.
Yeah, it is kind of nice in here. Air conditioned too. Yeah. Oh wait, let's turn that bad boy on too. There you go. Right. All right. So, want to introduce yourselves to everybody?
I'm the Jersey Jewel. I'm Steve Sterling. I'm a New Jersey independent wrestler. And I'm first time here at NYWC.
It's your first time here.
Yeah.
How long have you been wrestling for?
5 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. Mostly stay in Jersey. Been to New York a couple times, but this is the first time here at NYWC.
What made you decide that you wanted to do this for a living?
Well, I mean, I've always been a wrestling fan growing up as a kid. You know, you watch it and you go to the shows, and then one day I went to a TNA house show, and I'm meeting some of the guys. I'm like, wow, we're kind of the same size. And I was like, oh, maybe I should go do this. I was going to sign up at one school up in Jersey, and then my friend, he pointed me out to a different one, which was it ended up being IWF. I was like, all right, I'll go to that one. And I went to that one. I met my partner Jarrett there, and then that's where things happened.
Cool.
From there.
Who are you wrestling tonight?
Tonight I'm wrestling Eddy McQueen. Me and Eddy, we wrestled a couple times before, so it should be a fun time, as it always is.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the NYWC Sportatorium so far?
I think it's great. It's like, it's super professional. When I first pulled up, I was like, oh, wow, this is parking. Because, you know, anytime somebody thinks of New York, it's like, ugh,
Yep.
man, where are we going to find parking and how far are we going to have to walk? But, you know, you pulled in and you put the spot right here, and then you walk inside and you see everything set up with a professional stage, and the ring's great, 18 by 18, I'm pretty sure. You see the food stands and everything. It's a really, really professional setup. And, you know, you don't get that much on during the indies.
It's really nice, but it's really hot.
Oh, it is. I know. That's why I said when I walked in here, I was like, oh, this is amazing. I just want to stay in here. Can I co-host today? Like,
Oh, we're on the Quick Cast Van. If you want to co-host, sure. Why not? You know, you can hang out for a little while as long
that
as
works
you
for
can.
me. I got the TV screen in front of me, too. I get to look at myself constantly.
You like to look at yourself?
I mean, the time and place. Running radio, huh?
Yeah, we're on Wednesday nights on YouTube, 8 o'clock or 9:30, depending on our schedules.
And this shows?
Yeah.
Wow, so everyone's going to see me looking at myself like
Yeah,
this?
yeah. Everybody's well. This doesn't show just what this is what everybody else sees.
Okay.
So it doesn't.
So it looks
see
like
you
I'm staring
looking
up into
at-
space.
Right. It looks like you're staring at the camera at people when actually you're looking at yourself.
Ah.
You know, he's gonna hang out for a while. So why don't you go ahead and bring the next person in?
I don't know if he wants me to be in here with him.
Oh, I
mean,
don't.
I can
Oh,
leave and
is
come
that who we
back,
got
yeah.
lined up next?
Yeah, so.
Bring him on through.
I could wait
Let's
and
have
come
some
back.
fun.
Oh, all right.
Wow, wow, wow.
Oh,
Who
look
it
who's here.
is. Don't I get to beat up your boyfriend soon?
Yep.
Oh,
That's who you get to wrestle.
What's up? How you doing?
good. How you doing? I'm
Good.
Sean. How's it going?
Tommy Purr, nice to meet you.
Introduce yourself to the masses.
All right,
Oh wait, your mic may
get
not be
my
on,
mic,
but
though.
there we go. We got that all fixed.
Is it working now?
Testing,
It's working now.
Testing. You never say in the theater world, never say testing, testing. They hate that.
Check, check.
From Las Vegas, Nevada, I'm Tommy Purr, the Sin City Kitty. So, wow, the camera does add 10 pounds. I like freaking huge next to Sterling. Like, wow. Okay, thanks. My self-esteem is that big.
Oh, and who are you wrestling tonight?
I'm wrestling this guy's significant other or your better half. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, better
Jarrett
half.
Foster,
Better half.
Mr. Bright Lights. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long have you been wrestling for?
I've been wrestling for 6 years, going on 7.
And what made you decide that you wanted to do this?
Honestly, I was never supposed to be in wrestling this long. I was actually in theater doing a show, and a friend of mine who was training to be a manager in Vegas came and was like, you know, hey, you're a wrestling fan, so why don't you do this? And I was like, okay, I'll do it like once or twice. I wanted to be a manager. I wanted to be like, sadly, I wanted to be Sensational Sherry. So,
My name is Taken.
right, exactly. I'll be like, I'll be titillating Tommy or something. So, yeah, I went and I like blew out my lungs on an arm drag, because they weren't doing promo class that day. So I figured I'm here, I might as well train and do something. I trained with Mike Modest and Sin Bodhi, who was Kazarni in WWE.
Right.
And I stayed. I think I overstayed my welcome. So, but yeah, that's how I got involved, was through theater.
Have you been a wrestling fan your entire life?
Since I was 14, 14, I think it was, but it was just after. No, I wasn't 14. It was just after WrestleMania 14. So.
What match sticks out at you?
Okay, all right. So it's so cliche, especially with a lot of gay male wrestlers that are inspired by women. Not you. I know. I saw that look. I saw that look.
He was like, what?
But like, if you talk to anyone like Rick Cataldo or Eddy McQueen, they were inspired by girls. And so my thing was, a family friend came over. I wasn't out of the closet yet, and they were just like, you gotta see this chick, Sunny. She's so hot. So we watched Monday Night Raw. It was after WrestleMania 14, and Sunny came out, and I was like, oh, she's cute. And then Luna and Goldust came out, and I was like, what the hell is this? And then Sable came out, and she beat the hell out of Luna, and they had this huge cat fight. And I was like, I didn't know the girls did this. I didn't know the girls wrestled and fought like that. And so Sable got my interest, and then I saw DX and Chyna, of course.
Right.
And then I saw The Undertaker, and I stayed for that. So, those three things influenced me a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, and then even today it's just totally different. I mean, they were definitely wrestling back in the 90s, in the late 90s, early 2000s, but now today it's just a totally different game. All these girls up there, they work just as good as the guys now.
Yeah.
Sometimes even better.
Yeah, absolutely. Some people, it's just insane the amount of hard work that they put into it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like how it used to be. They're doing superplexes, outside dives, and everything all the guys do. I have a question for you, though, Tommy, if I may.
No,
Yeah.
go right ahead.
How is the Las Vegas independent wrestling scene? Is
Hey.
it like the New Jersey one at all?
Well, I've never been to Jersey.
Oh, this is the first time too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's my
this is the
first
first time
time
here at NYWC.
here- Yeah, first time in New York, period.
Oh, wow.
So, how can I describe Vegas? About a couple years ago, there was only like one promotion, and that was where I started. And then like over the last 2 years, things have just boomed. We have like lots of different promotions. They all
Really?
cater to different demographics, and you got like Freak Show Wrestling, which is like by Sin Bodhi, my trainer.
Yeah, I remember that being the one I did hear of, but I never really heard of that many Las Vegas promotions.
Yeah,
You know?
well, you got Freak Show Wrestling, you've got Paragon Pro Wrestling that runs.
Yeah, okay. that
I am
one.
a referee over there, and they've got an amazing product, some of the best talent over there. You've got Future Stars of Wrestling, who kind of started the game out there. That's where I started. Big Valley Wrestling, which works in association with Future Stars of Wrestling, and then 3PW, which is on hiatus right now. So we got a lot of, and TJ Perkins was our champion over there, and now look at him now. He's
Just won the
cruiserweight
cruiserweight
champion,
class.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was very nice. It was very. I thought he deserved the.
he's a great guy.
Cruiserweight champion.
He's very humble. He's very nice, and he's super talented. So
Yeah.
So look into that camera, and tell your opponent what they can expect out of you tonight.
you want me to go first? Or you want Steve to go first?
No, you can go
Want
first.
me to go? Oh, jeez. Why don't you have
Wait.
Steve go first and have him leave, and then I'll tell.
Oh, that's right, because.
Well, come on. Well, if anybody gets into fights with Jared, it's me.
All right, well
Okay,
then,
cool.
then go ahead.
Anything you want me to do to Jarrett in the ring for you? That way you can't be traced back to you.
I mean, I
Well,
would say, honestly,
we
you need
are
to be
live.
careful because he's. You want to talk about stiff,
Well,
and that's
yeah.
not a gay joke. Like, let's not.
We are live on the air, so anything he can find us later.
All I had to say about Jarrett, I already said in my own personal promo, which was on the A Matter of Pride Facebook page. So I respect him. I look forward to wrestling him. I'm not going to act like I don't know who he is. I'm not going to act like he's a threat. I'm not going to act like he's not a threat. But at the same token, I'm not going to dumb myself down and talk myself down. I know I can bring it to him in the ring. So, I mean, you can be as confident as you want, Jarrett, but you don't know what I can bring to the table. So, this guy's telling me to be careful of you. You should probably be careful of me. So,
He's probably I can see this guy like.
he's getting nervous. I know. I hate to put you on the spot.
You can
man.
feel it.
You're gonna sleep on the couch.
Good
if
luck
you say anything.
good luck in your match tonight.
Thank you
and
so much.
thanks for coming on board.
No problem.
You can ask all the questions you want.
He can go first.
Oh wow, why don't you ask that on the mic?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, well John from QuickCast wants to know if there's any challenges that you guys face, being gay wrestlers.
I'm going first.
You can.
I mean, I don't want to like make this sound wrong or like, but there's a difference. Like, I don't know. I don't go out. Before I was fully out, I was never really looked at as the gay wrestler or whatever it was like that, because it's a masculine world.
Right.
So of course before it was never comfortable ever knowing that you're gay in the locker room, so you kept that to yourself. But then it's like you get to know all these people and all the boys in the back, and you build relationships, and then when you finally, it's like, all right, let me tell this one, let me tell this guy, and then to the point where everybody knows, and you're not being treated differently like you expected. That's at least for me. That's my personal opinion, my personal experience. But it wasn't when I finally did come out and told like my closest friends in wrestling. To this point, everyone knows. But it's like, oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. And it's a smack in the face. Like, wow, man, why was I hiding that in the whole time? Where everybody was totally accepting of it, and I'm not treated different. Nobody ever doesn't want to work me because of that. But I mean, everyone's experience is different as far as, and I'm sure you have different experiences. I don't
Actually,
know.
No, I agree with you. My experience has been, I've been out from the get-go since I was 13.
Okay.
Which confused my mom. She used to joke with my friend Robbie, I don't get it. Tommy says he's gay, but he's got posters of Sable and China and Jacqueline, and he's so enamored with them. Robbie, like, is he bisexual? And my friend Robbie was like, Lisa, your son doesn't want to sleep with the divas. He wants to be a diva. And so I've been out since the get-go, and my thing was, I don't care if you don't like me, because chances are I probably don't like you either. And so I don't get treated differently. I think people are more open with me because I'm so open.
Right.
I do get treated differently from fans. I feel like a women's wrestler because I get those creepy fans, which you guys need to stop, sending those messages for pictures of your feet.
Ew.
And then they want you to like come to their
What?
apartment and like choke them out, and they're never hot. Why is it there's never any hot creepers and hot stalkers? They're always like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Even for the girl wrestlers too, it's the same thing.
Dude, I feel
But,
bad for them.
This is for my own, not my own personal look, but I was wondering, as far as me, I don't go out there and play, the whole gay gimmick or whatever it is. Do you get, whereas, you play off that, well, it's you're turning yourself up, whatever.
Do I?
I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming, judging by the cat on your gear.
I'm Tommy
and
Purr.
with
It's
the
Hello
zebra,
Kitty,
yes.
and I'm Asian.
Exactly.
And it's not a gay thing. It's an Asian thing, guys.
But do you ever have like the fans that are, they hateful fans? Because I know, as far as I've wrestled Eddy a couple times when I was open, but he plays off the flamboyant,
Yeah.
superstar gimmick, and he turns it up to 20, and he does it well. And wrestling him, I'll have him in a hold or whatever, and I do hear people yelling out really insulting and hateful things, and I'm like, to the point where I look at them, I'm like, really? And that's where it differs for me.
It didn't happen until recently.
Yeah.
And it really did bother me because it was in a place that I never would. Okay, I used to wrestle for this company. Ironically enough, you wrestled for a company named similar, UCW.
UCW?
Did you wrestle for a place called UCW?
Where is it?
I don't know.
No, I don't
there's
think so.
two
That
companies.
doesn't-
There's one called UCW and there's one called UCW Zero out in Salt Lake City. That's where I worked, in Salt Lake City. And I was part of a tag team with a guy named Chip, and we were a couple, but he was straight, playing gay. And then we did the wedding, and
Right.
we got to do my gay wedding, and I got to go through a table, and we're gonna feud because he broke my heart, and he really revealed that he was never really gay, and he used me for like all the publicity. And so for 4 or 5 months we feuded, and Nick, real name's Nick, and he went by his real name. Nick was he was a daredevil of our tag team, and it started to turn really hateful. Like, I had been there for 3 years and everyone loved me, and for Salt Lake City you would think that they hated me from the get-go, but they loved me. And then when the feud happened and Nick started getting popular and I was the face, I started hearing fans start yelling, "Get the faggot," "Get his
Wow.
ass," and I'm like, and then they were blaming me for, "Oh, you're not family friendly, you're too risque," and I'm like, I wasn't the one doing all the straight dude was being more gay than me. Like, I was, and it upset me, and it was kind of like I wasn't being judged as a wrestler, as not being, and I think it hurt
Right.
because it came from a place that for 3 years nothing like that happened, and then all of a sudden they found a reason to hate me because they liked Nick better than me. So I was like, okay, so,
Wow.
and it was sad because no one had my back in that situation. Yeah.
And that's where I feel like it does become hard and stressful for guys like you and like Eddie and like Rick, where they do play that over the top gimmick. And you know, it's not so much a gimmick because it is them too, a lot to an extent. But that's where it's to see them continue to do it regardless of what people are saying. It's amazing because you know somebody who's weak and well not weak, but you know they don't have thick skin. You go out there and people calling you faggot and queer and all that stuff. Why would you keep doing this unless you truly loved wrestling?
Right.
You know, and you got to give it up to those because like I don't play off that gimmick, or it's not my gimmick. You know, so I never really have to deal with that. And unless you follow me on social media and stuff like that, I do post pictures of me and Jarrett, but I was never that, you know, playing the over the top, you know, flamboyant thing. So I never had to deal with that, and I can only imagine how hard it has to be at times where you come back to the locker room after a match like that and you're like, is this worth it? And then of course, I mean, obviously for you guys it is. You love wrestling that much because you continue to go out there time and time again. And
Well, for me, it was, look, as a heel, that's when you hear that and you're a
Absolutely,
heel,
yes.
that's good. Call me a faggot, all right. But when you are the established babyface in a promotion that's been your home for a while, and suddenly those fans that were your support, they turn against you. I was like, whoa, what the hell what did I do? What just happened?
Yeah.
So it was like, wow, that's horrible.
I can imagine. I can only imagine how that
And it
would.
escalated. Like I was getting private messages and getting threatened with lawsuits because I was not family friendly. And then when I told the fan, if I'm not kid friendly, hire a sitter. That's all I said. And I got my ass ripped by management for that. And then in one of the other shows, a wrestler spit on a fan, and nothing happened. No consequence. So
Wow.
It was one of those times where I was like, wait a minute, now I'm being treated differently. It's not cool. And I made it known. I stood up for myself.
Mm-hmm.
oh,
All right. Thank you guys.
Thank
Again.
you so much. Sorry for doing it
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you,
that's no
yeah.
problem. Find the show on Facebook, and
Absolutely.
we'll go more into depth. Like I know you're from Vegas, but you can call over the phone, and you're from Jersey, so you can do the same thing, and we'll just like get
I
you
love
on
this
for
setup,
like.
so I would love
great-
to come
This
on
is
more.
awesome,
This is
yes.
awesome. Yeah, that's
Okay.
sweet.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you guys for
Yeah,
your
thank
time.
you. Appreciate it.
Have a good show.
Yep.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, Dylan, that's fine. So we're here at NYWC Sportatorium. Yeah, come on in and sit down. Come on in and sit down.
Wow, Jared, how you doing?
Sean, how you doing?
Hi.
How are
Eddie,
you,
nice
sir?
to meet you.
Look at this.
Scoot in, girl.
So rude.
No, I'm not.
Or over there, maybe if you could scoot under the cameras or whatever, that's cool.
Where is the camera?
There
Doesn't
we
matter.
Oh, hi, there it
He
is.
found his spot. Yeah.
Found it.
So introduce yourselves to the masses.
Bright lights, Jared Foster.
Fabulous Eddie McQueen.
And how long have you guys been wrestling for?
Oof, 10 years now?
Girl, really?
Yeah, I'm getting old.
Oh, you're right. You were 6 years in when I met you.
Yeah, getting old.
This is my 4th year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what made you get into this crazy world before we get into your matches tonight?
Oof. It's a generic answer as everyone. I love wrestling, love Shawn Michaels, love to perform, trying to tie it both together. I had a smidget of athleticism to me. Googled a wrestling school and said, how do they become one? And found the closest one in my house, and bam.
And where are
10
you
years
from?
later. Jersey. I went to
A lot of people live in
IWF,
Jersey.
yeah, in New Jersey. So
Well, for me, like growing up, I was always a thespian. I did theater, I did singing. I just like performing. It's just a passion that I have. So for me, wrestling was always kind of like a secret of mine. Like I never really told people I liked wrestling because they were always like, "Oh, you mean like the fake stuff?" And I would get really offended and like, you know what I mean? It would like. So I just always avoided telling people. It was kind of like my dirty little secret. Like, oh, I love wrestling. Like I go home and like the first thing I do, right into YouTube, type in you know what I mean, my favorite wrestlers.
Get
like,
your mic closer to you. There you go.
Hi. But yeah, so for me, like, once I got out of high school, I mean, like, I was very socially popular. I talked to everyone in school because I get along with pretty much everybody. So for me, when I left high school, I kind of, like, lost my sense of purpose. And I was like, okay, well, I know I want to get into wrestling. I just don't know how to. And eventually, just like Jarek, you know, I just started looking up different schools in my area. The first thing I looked up was pricing. I was like, how much is wrestling training? How much are boots? How much is gear? So for me, the first thing I did, I was like, I figured out, okay, how much is this going to cost and how am I going to be able to pay for it? You know what I mean? I'm 18. I've only got a high school
Right.
diploma. I'm not gonna be making crazy amounts of money right out of the gate. So for me, I'm like, okay, well, I gotta save up a little bit of coin so that I can pursue my dreams.
So what was the it match for you? What match did you watch or promo that you watched where you said, "That's it, I'm a professional wrestler"?
Of my own, or you mean like as a fan?
Yeah, like no, as your own. What match did you see or promo that you saw that made you say, "This is what I'm gonna do"?
I feel like I didn't feel like a wrestler until after my second or third match. Because my first match, I really wasn't ready for it. When I first started wrestling, I was managing, and I was kind of thrown in there, and I was just like, oh, and I didn't really consider myself a wrestler at that point. So for me, it wasn't until I got my first like actual gear made, I had my boots, and I was like, okay, I'm a wrestler. Like I have my bag, I travel. Like that's when it really hit me. Like, okay, I'm doing this.
I remember. That was actually funny. I was there when you started.
You were.
To see where he's come from and to where he is now. I think Steve and Tommy, who you had on before, kind of mentioned it a little bit, but it's a hard thing for Eddy, or I would assume anybody who wants to be a wrestler and and I don't say this to be rude,
Yeah.
obviously openly gay,
Right.
obviously a little bit more flamboyant. It's a lot harder to accept it, embrace it, and go, I'm still doing this.
And you know what's really funny? When I first started wrestling, I was like, okay, I don't know if I want to tell people I'm gay. I don't know if I want to do that. I was like, how's it gonna react? I was scared.
Yeah.
I didn't tell. The first person I told was Deanna. I didn't tell her until a month and a half into training. I was like, so I'm gay, and I kind of want to do that as my
Oh,
character.
buddy, don't worry. We knew. It's okay. It's okay. No.
I was like, I kind of want to do lean towards like a very like a lot of bright colors, like high pitched screams, like
Yeah.
bleach blonde hair. But I just didn't know how it would play off. And then when I told my trainer that's what I want to do, he's like, let's do it, go for it. And I was like, really?
Yeah.
And that's literally how it started.
Well, because when you first started, weren't you managing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Fabulous Eddie McQueen. It was like he came
Right.
out with like this
A big book
and
that's got all these pictures of Lady
and
Gaga
it
and her
worked.
just eccentric art.
It was so over that you wanted him to be your manager just because it was so over. And then it was just an easy transition because he loved wrestling. And then to watch him and then work him several times, it's just easy, you know. And I think that's the cool part about somebody who is in his general life a good guy, but also a character. Because then when that gets turned up in a match, it's so easy.
So who are you guys wrestling tonight?
In the first round match, I'm actually wrestling Steven Sterling.
Ah, yes, he was just in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm.
And you're actually wrestling Tommy Purr. who was
Oh
just in
yes, Tommy
Oh.
Purr.
Yeah, he had some
Oh.
great things to say about you.
Listen, I give Purr. I don't even know what to Tommy. I give Tommy a lot of credit. He's clearly got balls. Not that you would know it, but he clearly has balls to be so brave to call me out the way that he did, to say the things that he did, and for that I'll give him credit. But I won't give him credit for anything else. He doesn't deserve my time of day. He doesn't deserve to be in the ring with me.
Oh.
It's a pleasure for him to get in the ring with someone like me.
A
So
raid.
So it's a pleasure for him to get his butt kicked by you?
I think so. You know what it is? Because you know what I do for Tommy from Las Vegas? Now people are going to know his name, at least on an indie circuit. Now they'll say, oh, he wrestled, not the guy that wrestled Bright Lights from Jersey? Oh, okay. So then they kind of, that's Tommy Purr. Because without me, Tommy Purr, sorry.
Ooh, a raid.
There you go.
Now, wait a minute. Was that mean? Let's just be. But let's
only
just. I'm just
slightly.
kidding. Let's just be clear.
Only
Though. Wait a
slightly.
minute. Let's just
For
be
the-
clear. I want to say this to be clear. The one thing, like I said, balls to call me out. I've seen his stuff. He can go. We're gonna test that tonight. He can go. And I am a stickler. Is that the word? I'm a stickler with guys who can cut a promo. And I've wrestled in the past 10 years. I can't even tell you how many guys who have been doing this for years. And they can't cut a promo.
God
Save
awful. Some
their
of them are
lives.
god awful.
And
It's like drinking sand.
cringeworthy. It's
Ew.
cringeworthy. You get uncomfortable watching it. I
like
didn't
the
get.
cinnamon challenge.
I didn't get uncomfortable watching his promo. I got motivated. I was like, oh, he could talk. He believes it. Now, you got my respect. Now we go.
Now he's got to show it to you in the ring, right?
Good luck.
Good luck. There you go.
Mhm.
Well, you
ready
know
for it.
me. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
And what about
that's
you?
one thing
I'm
I
just
can say,
honest.
Jared, about you for the amount of time that I've known you. You're one of the first people I met in wrestling coming up. You know what I mean? Like, you've always been honest. You've always been truthful. Whether it was a good honesty or a bad honesty, you're always honest.
Sure.
And that's a very respectable quality to have.
And what about your opponent for tonight? What can they expect?
Well, Steven Sterling, just like Jarrett, was one of the first people I met when I started wrestling. When I first started managing, I actually managed Steve for a while.
Yeah.
We came out together, and we're close friends. Like, we talk every now and again. So for me, I feel like I'm going into it. It's just like a regular match. I'm going in there. I need to win this match. I want to advance in this tournament because for me, it's about making a statement tonight. It's not so much just being fabulous, being funny, being, entertaining. It's about going out there and proving a point. Like, I trained hard for a reason. You know what I mean? I didn't just get into this just to go out there and smile and hi, like I'm here. You know what I mean? Like I want to show people, like, even though sometimes you don't see everything from me, there's still stuff that I can do, and I still have there's a lot of redeeming qualities.
And plus, you kind of scouted him because you managed him, so you know pretty much what you're getting into.
And this isn't the first time I've worked Steve either. I mean, we've had plenty of battles back and forth. I've lost, he's lost, I've won, he's won. You know what I mean? So really, going out there, it's just kind of like I got to give it my all, and I got to just put my best foot forward.
That's great. Well, good luck to you guys tonight.
you.
And thank you for coming on.
That's it? No,
Are you unhappy?
No, I'm just kidding.
Are you unhappy?
No, I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. Somebody's got to rip on you a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Right?
Wait, can I just say one thing before we
ahead.
go? The one thing about Eddy McQueen that I think people who, if they're watching or should know about, is you come from a small little town in New Jersey. You go and you work your butt off. That bothering you, my hand?
No,
Okay,
no,
good.
fine.
And then you work your ass off. You go out there and make a name for yourself. And I think the coolest thing that's happened to him that must be talked about is pairing up with Rick Cataldo outside of this kind of a promotion, becoming a fella twin, which the moment people saw it, heard it, talked about it, it was like, duh, the fella twins. I don't care where you are in the country. If you Google it or YouTube it, you're going to be like, the fella twin, it's so genius. And it was just genius.
Yep.
And that's what, outside of this, when Matter of Pride is over, going forward, look out for the fella twins. That's what I want to say.
And I think for me, like teaming with Rick, I think that really changed who I was as a wrestler and a little bit as a person as well. Because when my first year or two in wrestling, I would consider myself like a wrestler. Like I played up the flamboyance, but it was almost kind of forced in a way. Like it wasn't natural. Like when I was training, I was always taught like you're a wrestler. When you're in the ring, be a wrestler. And for me, having that mindset and then meeting Rick, and Rick's like, you don't have to be a wrestler. Like you're a character. You know what I mean? Like you can go out there and you can put on a display, like be more organic in what you are, make your movements more of just kind of like what you are. And for me, teaming with Rick, I learned a lot of things. Like I wore makeup before I started teaming with Rick, but I think just watching him and studying him and learning from him, I was really able to pick up some things that I think really helped me in the long run, help develop who I am and kind of crisp up a little bit of like my rough edges, so to speak.
Right.
Good. Glad you got that in.
Thanks.
Good luck
Thank you
tonight,
again,
guys.
Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's get
Appreciate
you on
it.
the show again soon.
Sure.
No.
No, I'm kidding. I would love
No.
to.
Me.
I would
Man.
love it. I would love it.
I haven't thrown anybody off the RV in a while. Hey, pick up some quick hair swag on the way out. There you go. Look at that. All right, who's next? It's the person of the hour. How are you doing, sir?
Hey,
How are you?
Let's hide
Hey, let's throw their names up. Why are you gonna hide it? I got
me.
brand product, doesn't matter. There you go. So introduce yourselves to the
Wait,
masses.
I'm not ready. Is this
Are you
on
not
live?
ready? Yes, we're live
No,
right
don't
now.
talk yourself. Well, I can't be on live. I'm fixing myself. How do I look?
You look perfect.
You look amazing.
You look great.
Are you all ready?
I'm ready.
Here's the mic.
Willing and able.
Have one.
Do I talk into it?
Yes.
You can't hear me if I go like this.
Probably they can.
Okay. I'll look at the shot. Oh no. Hi, I'm the boy Diva Rick Cataldo,
And hi, I'm Alicia.
and we're here at a Matter of Pride, the first LGBT wrestling event.
Yes.
In-person tournament. I'm sure you heard it all from them before.
Right. And we're here, and yeah, we're at the NYW Sportatorium. So who are you wrestling tonight?
The first round match, I'm against Bull James, formerly known as Bull Dumpsy from NXT.
Right.
That's a big challenge.
Why is that a big challenge?
He's a big boy. He's fresh off NXT, and he has, even though he's not an openly gay wrestler yet, he has like a cause. Like he's going in this like with passion and like with reasoning. So.
And you're not? I mean, I
Well, I
accept-
mean, of course I am, but you know, I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous?
He's a big boy. He has a lot of passion and reason behind
Yeah,
his
but
fight.
you've wrestled big boys before.
I managed big boys before.
That too.
I'm more of a diva. You know, I don't like to wrestle.
You don't like to wrestle.
Stand, clap, be pretty.
I remember you wrestling.
I know it's the end of the diva era, but I'm still a diva at heart.
But you've wrestled, like, I've seen you wrestle in like a
I beat up a
nightgown
big boy
before.
last night at NYWC.
Did
I
you?
can't tell you his name, but I beat him and I won and I got the W. So.
So do you have a strategy going into this match? I don't think he's paying attention right now, so you can like.
Oh,
dive
he's not
in a
watching.
little
He's not watching this right now.
Well,
I mean,
he's
we're
probably
live.
getting ready in the back.
Probably.
Right.
I don't know. I'm gonna use my hand. I'm gonna slap a lot.
You're gonna slap a lot.
I might use my ass sets. You know.
He's good at
Right.
that.
If I do say so myself. Oh, hi, Mike. I'm sorry that you're not here and you're hungover, but you know.
Hungover. He probably is.
Dylan, Kyle.
Yeah, that's Dylan. Yes.
Well, Dylan's here anyway to take your place.
Oh, you've already been replaced, Mike. And are you wrestling tonight?
I am not wrestling tonight, but I am actually the special guest referee for the main event.
Ah, and what is the main event?
We gotta find out who wins. I hope I'm in it.
It depends who gets to the final level, and then I'll be there to make sure everything's fair and square, and that these divas keep their, selves in place.
So
I
you
like that she's with me right now. I feel like I have her in my pocket.
Yeah. That I was just about to ask that. Like, if she's a special guest referee, like.
Well, I mean, she's also my mentor from years ago.
Okay.
So I just needed that. Since this is such a big event for my community, especially, I wanted some advice from someone I know at heart. So thank you for being here.
Oh my God, I love
And I hope I see you later in the main event.
Well, we'll see. Good luck.
Yeah. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hopefully you'll get past your opponent.
Well, James, I'm coming for you, and I'm gonna come hard and strong,
Oh boy.
and hopefully quick. Any more questions? Come on.
No. Other than I'd
You
like
keep
to.
pulling your direction here. Is it me or her?
I'm trying to be a broadcast journalist here.
You're what?
I'm trying to be a broadcast
Oh,
journalist
see, now
here.
you're shook. You got your
That's
mic over here.
yeah.
You know.
So you're asking the wrong questions.
You're next to two beautiful girls.
What?
Do we need more gay wrestlers in the industry? I think we need more gay wrestlers coming out. And it's not that we need more gays in the industry. It's, they should pay attention of everyone who's here now, study us, because we're setting, the footprints, and we're building the foundation, which they could follow for years to come.
Wow. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank
For
you.
your
Thanks for having
time.
me.
We look for maybe you can come on the show sometime. During a regular episode.
I just want Mike here.
You want Mike here?
I want Mike here.
Okay.
I want Mike. Thank you guys.
Thank
and
you.
check me out at The Boy Diva on Twitter and Instagram.
Oh, you're the first person to pump social media today.
Oh, well, and Alicia did it.
Alicia did it.
Alicia did it. She did everything in the game. That's why she's my mentor. I studied her. And now, up and coming gay wrestlers who study me, or if you want to study me, it all came from her. I'm part of a wrestling dynasty,
Right.
He's the next one.
You're the next one?
Well, I'm here now. I'm the first one. I gotta go get ready to beat some
Thank
butt.
you.
Yes, thank you
you
guys.
for having us.
Okay, well, go ahead. You guys, I can't imagine what I'm doing here. That's gonna wrap it up for us, right? Is there anybody in the back still? No, nobody in the back. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for us. So we will see you on Wednesday night where we're gonna talk about this event. Until then, live from the NYWC Sportatorium in Deer Park. This is Running Radio. Get in, get over. Hopefully, we'll see you here.